Hi everyone, this is BDevine and thank you so much for being here. Today we are working on timelines and how to advance these. And I feel like at this time of the year people start to panic about all kinds of things. They're making sure that they're keeping their expenses down, or like double checking everything and checking the bank, and things go awry. Okay, but also some of us are in a constant loop. We don't even realize that we're doing this, and it can be kicking you off what it is that you're actually looking for. So this particular video is made for anybody. It's made for layman's terms, right? So even if someone is not spiritual or not open to flame consciousness or sovereignty, this still might help. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit longer, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. For the free course, always look in the comments. There will be links to different things, and soon there will be a next level course that you'll be able to really study at your own time, and you'll get activations all the way through it. Once a month I hold a live webinar. This webinar is deeper training and transmissions and things that will help awaken you and bring you into your strength, right? Or bring you into your true pathway and sort of awaken some things that you may not have even realized was there. So that's on my Patreon Flame tier. Plus you get updates all of the time and expert help, of course. But here I feel like I really need to continue with these transmissions for you all. And I did see some comments yesterday in the video yesterday of you all being quite helped by this, and some people were having some issues by the looks of it as well, of making sure they're focused and grounded and not worrying really about what other people's opinions are, etc. So here this is going to help us. Okay, and I have broken this down quite deeply. I do apologize, it is quite freezing in the house here, so you may hear my heater turn on. Okay, so this is, as I said, kept in plain language for you, and you're going to leave with clarity and also a method, right? So as always, we make sure we have our flame shield on. So we have a sapphire blue starlight flame field around us. Then we have a white golden firewall around the outside of this that goes underneath our feet into the center of the earth and right up into the center of the universe. And this is a deflective shield. But over the top of this, we have our mirror flame. And this can be obsidian glass if you like, or chrome, silver, whatever color connects with you. And what this does is it blocks any intrusions. It stops anything unnecessary from entering your field. And in fact, it also helps you to discern. So if you want to know more about mirror stuff, you can just look in other videos as well. But I'm going to go deeper into that at some point here. So we have our flame on. When most people hear timeline, they think sci-fi, right? This is weird. Or they think it's something mystical that happens to them. But a timeline is a lot simpler than that. A timeline is a track, a lane, a pathway. It's a set of momentum. It's a version of your life that keeps feeding every day. Like you keep feeding it one way, one track or the other. Through choices, through habits, through emotional reactions, and also what you're tolerating in your life. Okay? If you've ever said, why does this keep happening to me? Why do I always end up here again? Why am I doing the same pattern with a different person? That's a timeline, and that's a loop as well. So today I'm going to show you how to recognize what track that you are on and how to advance it. and keep yourself advanced as well. So before we start, pick one area you want to upgrade the most. Money, relationships, health, confidence, purpose, peace, pathway. Pick one. Maybe it's friends. Maybe you keep going through a loop of friend betrayal. Anyway, whatever this is, think of this. That is your focus for today. That is what's going to shift today. Okay? So here we go. Let's just do 3 simple metaphors. Again, I've written this up for you all, so I want to make sure that I am following along. Right. Number 1, a metaphor. Train tracks. You're not standing still hoping for change. You are riding tracks. And if you keep doing the same emotional reactions and the same choices, you stay on the same tracks. Make sense? Okay? It's just different scenery. You're on the same tracks, different scenery. The GPS route. A timeline is like a route. If you make the same turns, you get the same destination. You don't need more manifesting. You need a different turn. You need a rerouting. And algorithms. Your life has an algorithm. What you click, what you tolerate, what you repeat, what you feed, gets served back to you. Timelines respond to attention and action. So timelines are not punishment, they are results. Okay? Flame sovereignty is not about believing in something. This is the difference. It's about self-rule. The end of outsourcing, okay, your life to reactions, fear, and other people's access. This all stops with flame sovereignty. You're always switching timelines, but most of you are not going to notice that you're doing this, okay? So here's what you might miss. You are switching timelines constantly, and every time you tell the truth instead of performing, you switch. You set a boundary instead of folding, you switch. You stop chasing and start choosing, switch. You end a toxic access point, switch. You regulate your body with breath, switch. You shift what happens next just by these little things. This is by gaining your power back, gaining your strength, resetting your nervous system, activating what's encoded within your body. Stop outsourcing yourself to all these other people, and you activate what's in you, which is bigger than what someone else might have for you, you see. Most people don't notice timeline shifts because they expect there to be fireworks. But a timeline shift often looks like you don't react. Someone gives you a shitty text and you're like, bop. Instead of going, oh my God, what do you mean? What do you mean? You don't text back. Boom, you've changed it. You don't spiral into overthinking and over-worrying and over-stressing and overdoing and overthinking and over-worrying and over-stressing and overdoing, right? You make one clean decision. Think of your day like a tree of choices. Each choice opens up a different branch. Think of one moment in your life where one decision changed everything. A move that you made, quit your job, a person that you left, a situation that you left, a job that you took, a truth that you finally said. Those things, all of those things, was a timeline jump. So I'm going to teach these timelines in 3 lanes, as I said, keeping it really simple. The loop timeline is repetition. This is the same problem, different person. Same problem, different person. Money comes in, then it disappears. You keep starting over. Foggy, drained, reactive energy. And you keep negotiating with what hurts you, right? You keep on trying to make everything okay. You're appeasing, you're pleasing, you're just trying to fix things. You're trying is the actual key word here. 2, stabilization. This is repair and building. So there's fewer extremes and more steadiness. Boundaries are forming and getting stronger. Patterns are clearer. You still wobble, but you're going to recover faster. You're going to catch it much quicker with what you're doing. You're building structure, routines, clarity, and fewer tasks. Okay. So if there's anything outside of yourself, for example, I can't do this because other people won't let me. I can't stabilize because other people are keeping me far away from what I'm doing. That is a choice that you're making to disrupt your path. It's distorted. Okay, it's coming from a fear-based energy. It's not coming from sovereign strength. So anything that causes you to doubt yourself, to stop your pathway, other people have too much influence over you. Other people are controlling what you do. They're not controlling you. You control you, but they're controlling what you do out of fear. Okay, so that pattern will have to stop for many of you as well. And it's just a matter of recentering, refocusing, putting up your flame wall, the mirror wall, right? Making sure that you're not letting any outside interferences continue to block your pathway. Again, it's a choice. You choose what blocks you. You choose what's stopping you. You choose because your mind goes into, but I can't do this because of this. And I can't do that because what am I going to do? So you're choosing to see something ending as a failure rather than a freedom. Okay? So the expansion timeline is on the sovereign track, right? Where decisions feel clean, not tortured. Where aligned people begin to arrive in our life and the drama falls away. We're guided from within. Source is right here. God right here. Flame right here. Energy returns quickly to us when we do this. Opportunities show up after the truth and alignment, right? So most people try to jump right to the expansion while still feeding the loop. That's like trying to get fit while keeping the habits that made you sick. Then blaming the gym, right? So it's not happening. Gobble, 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 right? It's not happening. I wonder why. It's the choices that you're making, right? So let's just do a quick check-in. So I hope you do know by now that if you're here, the pen and paper is a good thing, right? So what's repeating? Where am I leaking? What do I tolerate that costs me? What do I do daily that reinforces that old track? Okay, so what am I repeating? Where am I leaking? What do I do and what do I tolerate, okay, that costs me? And what do I do daily that reinforces the old track? Okay, giving into demands, feeling like you can't because of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Feeling like you'll be happy if and when you want to see proof, right? You want to see something actually happen without taking any effort on your part. What is leaking? Is it your job? Is it your relationship? Is it your worry over kids or grandkids? Is it where you're going to live? Is it bills? What's going on? And this is just your own honest reflection, okay? So why timelines get sticky? So people struggle to shift timelines for two main reasons, okay? One is the nervous system. If your body is trained for stress, it will recreate familiar stress because familiar can feel safe to your nervous system, even if it hurts. Okay, this is why a lot of times people find themselves in abusive relationships, because it feels safe in a sense. It's something that they're used to. Some people can't stay in peace because peace feels unfamiliar. You're not used to it. If you've had a chaotic life, you don't even know what it's like. You might be waiting for the other shoe to drop every time something settles nicely. You'd be like, well, what's going to happen next, right? This is not fluffy. So timeline work is behavior, boundaries, and body. Behavior, boundaries, body. Remember that your timeline, it's not going to obey your wishes, okay? It's going to obey your patterns. This is why we have to look deeper like this at our structures, our patterns, why they are there. And then we can change them. So, the 5 timeline anchors, what is going to lock you onto a track? Here are 5 anchors that lock you onto a timeline. One is what you tolerate, access. What do you tolerate daily? Do you tolerate someone's passive aggressive behavior? Do you tolerate someone telling you what to do? Do you tolerate someone's abusive, angry energy? Do you tolerate thoughts that continue to spiral out of control, that are connected with somebody else? Okay, do you tolerate a work environment that's toxic? Just being honest for yourself, right? What do you repeat? What are the habits? What are your reactions? Do you get all stressed out? I thought I was on the right timeline. I thought I was manifesting something. It's not happening. I thought this was going to get better. It's just getting worse. I thought if I changed myself, other people would change around me, right? So your reactions are, if it's not happening quickly, it's not happening at all. Or that you've done something wrong, or there must be another step in the process. So what do you repeat? What are your habits? What are your reactions? What you avoid, okay? So truth, decisions, and endings. Do you avoid speaking your truth? Do you avoid having to close something down? Do you avoid conflict? Do you avoid negotiations? Do you avoid speaking in public, right? Do you avoid making a video when you know you've got something in you to, that you've got it right there, right? What do you avoid? Do you avoid people, places, situations that, maybe you need to sort of close down? Sometimes we don't. We just need to get out of it, right? But maybe sometimes speaking your truth frees you. What do you consume? Content, people, food, drama, right? What are you consuming? Other people's opinions. Are they strengthening you? Are they helping you? Are they guiding you? Otherwise, are you learning something from it? Otherwise, it's not worth it, right? What are you consuming? What people occupy your brain? Are you concerned about what their true intent is with you? And if so, why? You see? So sometimes people don't need to announce their departure either, but they're so afraid of what the other person's going to think of them that they overcompensate. Do you overcompensate? Right? Do you feel like you've got to clear everything before you move on? Do you feel like you've got to make sure everything's cool? You see? What you speak. What is what you speak? What is your daily script? Do you wake up in the morning dreading the day? Do you wake up in the morning and instead call all of your energy back to you? Do you wake up in the morning excited for what's coming, for what information is going to be shared, for what you're going to remember? Because I'm just here to help you remember. This is the way we did stuff. We didn't bother about anyone else's BS. We didn't sit there worrying endlessly about money and bills in a system that we know we don't want to live from anyway, right? So instead of trying to think of your way out of whatever it is, the idea is not to think at all. Right? The idea is to pull your focus back within. Is this worth my time? Is this worth my energy? Am I still doing something over here? Do I go and watch this all of the time? Am I watching something on repeat? Am I constantly trying to replay something in my mind to try to fix something? Like what is it that you do? These are just examples, right? So if you want to shift timelines, you don't want to start with wishing something was better. You want to start with here, with each one of these things as a steering wheel, giving you back control, okay? So you're going to pick one anchor that affects you the most, one thing that affects you the most. You're not fixing your whole life today, right? But you're moving one lever in your life, okay? So advancing a timeline. This is the 3 levers, okay? Timeline advancement method. Pretty easy. This is very simple. I can get things very complicated if we want to, but I'm trying to keep it simple, okay? So it's not about anything other than consistency. There are 3 layers. Number 1, you're going to cut the loop feeder. That means checking your bank account obsessively. Got to stop. I never look at the bank account. It's probably, in a sense, you do need to check it every now and then, but I don't look. I don't want to look. You know, it's like I don't want to know. I just don't look at my bank account. Late night doom scrolling, right? Don't have your phone next to your bed or anything like that, right? The only thing that we have in our room is music instruments. So I've got my bass guitars, I've got my vocal stuff, I've got my PAs, and my husband has his drum kit in our bedroom. That's what we do. Actually feels good sleeping in there with that. A sugar and crash cycle. So we're cutting one of these things that keeps an old timeline alive. You know, tons of energy drinks or tons of ice cream or whatever at night, you know, just because you want to soothe those emotions. It's no need. Just go sugar-free. Arguing with people who never change. Waste of time. You'd love people to change. Like I would love to be able to sit in front of my family members that completely dissed me and got rid of me a long, long time ago, and then I cut them off in 2013. I'd love to be able to sit there and explain, look, come on, this is what's going on, this is what I do, this is what's happening, but they will never get it. And one day they may stumble across one of my videos or whatever and have a good listen, right? And they might understand that one day when they're ready. But it's really not my job. It's not my job to convince anybody. It's not my job to hold hands so that everyone's cool with me, right? So you don't argue with people who are never going to change. They have their viewpoints. If they want some change, if they want some help, I'm sure they know where you are. Don't chase validation. I had so many people who would come over the years for readings just because they wanted me to validate what they already knew. Or they wanted me to see what I got, or to see if it was the same, or to see if It's not worth it to you. You already know. Every single one of us already knows. We don't need anybody else to tell us. Don't reply too fast out of anxiety. So sometimes a message will come in and it will trigger your emotions, or it will upset you, or you can clearly see that someone has taken something that you've said completely out of context, or gotten upset for absolutely no reason, right? Or is really trying to get a rise out of you, trying to get you all worked up, like, you know, like you're the crazy one when you finally have a reaction to whatever it is that they've done, right? No more of this. We reply if we reply. We reply when we're ready to reply, and that's that. And if some things are not worth replying to, if you're being abused in a text or in a message, you know, especially if you've created strong boundaries and someone is just can't stand that and jumps over it, then, you know, there's no need for you to reply. I think what we need to do is remember that our peace is sacred, and there are those that will can't stand that you're actually getting somewhere and will try to disrupt your peace at just whenever they feel like it. They're bored, I don't know. They're overthinking about you, so you're supposed to know that or something. No more over-explaining. In fact, the longer someone gives an explanation about something, the more there is a story in there. So just remember that as well. Short and sweet is the key. So today, pick one loop feeder and you're going to interrupt it for 72 hours. Not forever, just 72 hours. Because space creates a branch. So checking the bank account obsessively, you're not going to look for 72 hours. Looking late at night and going through your phone, no, you're going to stop that habit for 72 hours. Sugar crash, sugar crash. Try to stop that habit for 72 hours. Arguing with people who never change, drop it. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your energy. Try it for 72 hours. Chasing validation. What do you think? 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 Stop. You don't need anyone else's view on what you're doing or what they think about you. Trust in you. You've got it. You've already got this. Probably more than they know. Okay? Just stop for 72 hours. Stop replying quickly. Don't reply fast out of anxiety. You can reply fast if you're, oh yeah, no worries. Right? But what I'm saying is replying quickly so someone's not going to get upset with you or trying to explain yourself or, you know, whatever. If someone is, you know, so I just want to use this for an example. My husband's mum, she's passed away now, God bless. But she used to say, when he rang her, she used to say, and I'm sure she thought she was funny, but she would say, oh, I do have a son. And it would be like, huh? Like, why would someone say that? Making the other person feel bad, right? Feeling like, oh, then the explanations, well, sorry I haven't called, but da-da-da-da, what, right? No, that's a horrible trigger, right? So if you stop explaining it like that, well, what you've been doing that's caused you to be busy or whatever, you know, a way around that would be say, well, let's not break away from the call. I'm here. I'm talking to you right now. So how are you? See how that diverted it back rather than, yeah, I know, now you're feeling bad. So you're giving an over explanation instead of, you know, let's not break away from the point. I'm calling you right now kind of thing. See? Level 2, you're installing a sovereign replacement. So you're not just removing something, you're replacing something from your life. For example, 3-minute breath reset instead of spiraling, right? Water and walk instead of doom scrolling, right? A boundary template text instead of emotional dumping. So you could actually create some ready to go texts when you're answering somebody as well, right? No apology, no over explanation, no need to worry about someone else's feelings, because there's nothing in behind it other than you need to do something or you need to go first here, right? So there's no need to make sure everyone's okay with that. See what I'm saying? So one daily creation act instead of constantly consuming things. Just one thing you're focusing on. Then you can put your whole attention onto it, right? So a clean decision is a decision you don't negotiate with after. It can be small. Bed at 10, no reply today, posting a video, whatever, raising a price, don't buy something if you don't want to. A clean decision that you make equals a timeline upgrade. Even just one of these things upgrades you into advancements. Now it was going to be up to you not to fall back. Just bring yourself back. Bring yourself back. A timeline changes, okay, when you stop feeding the old track, okay? You don't want to go in that direction, so why feed it? So let's do a little bit of a practice here. This is called the timeline fork exercise. So just put your hand on your chest, okay? And we're going to do our ignition breath. And this is a reset for your nervous system really quickly here. So hand on your chest, or you could put it on your belly, and inhale for 4, hold for 2, and exhale for 6. Inhale for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6. One more time. Inhale for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6. Now, picture 2 doors. Door A, the loop timeline. This is the next 6 months. If you keep repeating the pattern you already know. So if you keep repeating the pattern that you already know, be honest, what's the emotional vibe? What's the money vibe? What's the relationship vibe? How do you feel waking up? Open up this door A and just look how things are. What you'll probably find is things continue to look the same as they do today, and you're still feeling that heaviness, you're still feeling that stress, okay? That's door A. Things get better and then they get worse, and then they get better and they go up and down, right? That's door A. Now step away from that door, okay? Pull your energy back. Door B is the advanced timeline. This is the next 6 months. If you make one sovereign change consistently, one, not 20 changes, one, what becomes possible? What do you stop tolerating? Open door B and observe. Door B is the result of one lever pulled daily. Take a breath. How much better does that look? Things are finally happening. Things are moving forward. Things look better. You're more in control. You can see yourself pulling yourself back away from drama. unnecessaries, right? So this is what you do. Just pull yourself back, open your eyes if you had your eyes shut. So you make a little list. Okay. My loop feeder is, my sovereign replacement is, and my clean decision today is. Okay. These are just for you. Okay. Of course, if anyone wants to share, you can always do that, because then people can, hey, support. Money timelines. This is for December, because people go nuts in December with the overthinking, overspending, overdoing. For what? I don't know. We just eat well and we party. We relax. We chop wood. We burn a big fire. We don't go and see anybody. There's no one really for any of us to go see. We've done in our family, my husband and I, we're in our 50s. So we just go chill out. If kids want to come, they come. Our son Corey lives here, so he hangs out with us for the day, and we eat and we have fun. We karaoke, or maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just have loud music, or maybe we won't. It doesn't matter. We've learned that we have our Christmas tree and we have our pretty lights and all that sort of stuff for ourselves, but we don't race. We don't overspend. My husband and I will look at each other and say, what do you want? What do you want? Nothing really. We've got it all, so you don't worry about it either. You know, so we've just made it less stressful for ourselves because of all the years spent chasing. When the kids are small, and oh God. Right, so I get this, but I want to help you here. So let's talk the money timeline a little bit, okay? Money timeline, repeat, because of fear-based spending, avoidance, right? Not looking and not tracking. Identity, I'm always behind. Overgiving creates leaks. Inconsistent offers equals inconsistent delivery. Waiting for rescue instead of building a system from within yourself that works. Okay? And it's not about making excuses anymore, or putting it in anyone else's hands other than your own. Loop money timeline. Money comes in, money goes out. Panic, overwork, crash, repeats. Money comes in, I need to go out. Panic, overwork, crash, repeat. Stabilization means smaller systems, fewer leaks, clearer offers that you're making, and stronger boundaries. Expansion brings aligned work, confident in what you're doing and how you're doing it, and if you work from your own business or something, confident pricing. Clean audience, less drama. People get under pressure in December, and you know, maybe they are pulling away from whatever you were offering or whatever, right? But you need to stabilize things in your energy field. Money is a mirror of structure, self-worth, and regulation. The flame version of money is to receive without collapse. Receive without collapse. Meaning you're working smarter, not harder, okay? Your expectations have changed. You're not looking at something that brings in income. So for people, it might be PayPal, or you're looking at your bank account or whatever it is that you have, right? And you're like, oh, that sort of energy. So a stabilizer here is to tighten things what you're giving out and what you have as an expectation. You're bringing in or expecting consistent value for yourself. You're reducing any kind of emotional begging or outpouring, like, something that's leaking from you. And you're building a rhythm that you can rely on, a rhythm within yourself. So for the next 7 days, I'm not going to feed my primary loop any further. I'm going to do my sovereign replacement every single day. I'm going to make one clean decision today. I'm going to stop negotiating with what I already know and what is aligned. And this is how we shift our timelines, not by begging the universe, but by leading ourselves, right? So we're returning to an abundant track. We're revoking the loop. We're choosing a clean path. We're moving with authority, okay? We're breaking a habit, at least for the next 72 hours. And we're writing down, as I've explained to you once before, every time, this is something that you may say to yourself, every time I get some money, this is what you might say to yourself, okay? Every time I get some money, I get a bill and it goes right back out. Is this something that you might say to yourself, right? Every time I get an idea, someone else has got it. Every time I have a partner, something happens and they betray me or something, right? Every time I'm just about to have some peace in my life, someone comes with some drama to mess it all up. Every time I'm just about to move ahead or advance, someone else comes in and sweeps the position. These are things that your brain loops around with. These are things that are feeding an old train track, an old timeline, and keeps you on it. Even if it's the most subtle change in your energy field. Even if it seems unrealistic to you. Every time I have an idea, it becomes extremely successful, instead of every time I have an idea, everybody leaves. Every time I have money, it goes. Instead, every time I have money, it generates more. Not knowing where it comes from, not knowing how, not focusing on when, just that it is. And this advances you immediately. So, the timeline is not fate. A timeline is what you continue to agree to through repetition, through tolerance, and through identity. Flame sovereignty is the end of an unconscious agreement. So don't try to fix everything. Just pull one of these levers. Let the timeline respond, right? Within 24 hours, you take an action, as I said. Set one boundary. The answer is no. Someone oversteps, don't explain. Someone is nagging at you, I don't want to hear this. My direction has changed. That's all you might need to put. Someone is completely just out of their mind going and just spewing all of this on you. No, it's up to you to fix it. I am no longer going to fix this for you. See? Just these little changes. Every time I reach out to the kids, I'm waiting forever. Well, no more. Every time I reach out to the kids, they're right back at me within 10 minutes. In fact, I don't even have to reach out to the kids because they want to reach out to me. See how you can just quickly notice a loop, notice what's pulling you off track, and quickly shift this. Okay, the idea of flame sovereignty is to be extremely simple. Extremely simple. Make a new decision. Speak your new script out loud. Remove the feeder. Remove the loop that you keep doing. Only you know what you keep doing. That's none of my business, right? Your life isn't waiting for a miracle. It's simply waiting for your command, okay? So, here's some questions for you. What pattern keeps repeating? You can write this down. What is the one thing that you keep on tolerating? Okay, write that down. What clean decision are you avoiding? You know what that is. It makes you feel all inside. Where do you feel stuck? Is it money? Is it love? Is it body? Is it purpose? Right? So here's the quick recap. Okay. I could talk about timelines all day, by the way. So we have the 3 lanes. We have the loop, which is the repetition. We have the stabilization, which is the repair and building. And we have the expansion, the sovereign track. Okay. The 5 anchors, the toleration, access to you, the repetition, the habits, the reactions, okay, the avoidance, the truth, the endings, the consumption, what's going in, and the speech, which is your daily script. The shit you say to yourself when no one's around. You know what goes on up here, right? I know what I was doing for a long time. And then I'd pull myself out of it. And then it would come back in. And then I'd be pulling myself out of it. And it would come back in, right? Because I'm trying to fix something. That was one of my biggest issues in the past was, you know, knowing that I have what it takes to help someone. Knowing that I can fix just about anything. And then looking at the potentials of people too much. Realizing now they have to decide what they want. They might even come and purchase something, but they still have to decide whether they're actually going to do the work or say they're going to do the work and not. And it wasn't any of my business. See? So what are you tolerating? What is repeating? Where are you avoiding? What are you consuming? And what are you saying? The 3 levers. Cut 1 loop feeder for 72 hours. Install a sovereign replacement. Make 1 clean decision every day. The 7-day contract. Don't feed your primary loop feeder. Don't do your sovereign replacement every day. Make 1 clear decision daily. And stop negotiating with what you already know is not aligned with you. It's not going to work. These are how you've been staying, these old things, is how you've not seen the results that you deserve. You've not seen the movement as quickly as you would like. Because there's still a fear-feeding system or a lack system, okay, that's happening. You can do any type of clearing or any type of healing or any type of reading that you want. But every single time, the blockages are going to be a mental or emotional issue that you are repeating. And it may be something that you honestly keep to yourself, okay? Something that you didn't realize was feeding an old timeline that you don't want to be on, okay? Something that you didn't even think was contributing to these things or keeping you stuck, okay? And again, this time of year, most people are talking about money. They start cancelling and, you know, subscriptions and, you know, all of that. I know, because we've streamlined all of ours as well, right? But it's not coming from a panic. Whereas a lot of people like have to do this because there's so many people that they're connected with that they want to do things for. And that wanting to do something and not feeling like you're going to be covered, that is an internal, you know, it's a tumbleweed keeps on gathering more dust as it goes along, right? I also think that people just need to have this, you know, for me, the whole Christmas thing, I don't really even think of it as Christmas. I just think of it as an end of year party or an end of year release, or just like resetting myself for a new year, because I don't really like the Christmas story or anything like that anyway. I know that it's something that many of us grew up with and all of this sort of thing, but I do feel like it's a sales pitch too, you know, for people to just go nuts. And when I was in school, you know, it was always, what's your Christmas? What are you getting for Christmas? And all of this. And, you know, you were only cool if you got something that was really cool, like, or really expensive or something like that, right? So it just felt competitive. And I think the racing around that people do, and, you know, I make sure I've got anything I need to eat long before Christmas comes up, right? And if anyone was coming for Christmas or we're having, you know, people over, it still doesn't matter. We just chill, we wait, we snack, and we wait. You know, there's no, oh, I've got to have it on the table and all this. You can eliminate all of this internalized stuff and start normalizing in your life, and maybe in your group or your family. No, we're not rushing around this year. You know, you want to come over, come over. If not, I'll see you in the next few days after. Let's, you know, maybe away from the Christmas traffic or something, and just come over later and chill out for a few days rather than rushing over and then having to rush and leave again. Like, it doesn't matter. I think normalizing less stress and, you know, just allowing ourselves to be in that peaceful state that we've been working on, especially all year, you know, and it comes to the end of the year and everyone goes bananas. I think we try to avoid this. Keep ourselves on the track that we want. If you want peace in your life, it sells, and you got to buy into it. Think about it that way, right? What are you tolerating? What's repeating? Where are you avoiding? What are you consuming? What are you saying? We all know. We all know little things that we do. So, this was how to advance your timeline in a very, very simple way. Okay, if you like this type of video, of course, you can let me know. Or maybe your own experience with having that aha moment, like, oh crap, I do that. That's what I'm doing, you know, or that's what I really feel inside, you know, or that's, I don't tell anybody, but this is what I get, right? This is what I go through. Okay, so we're just noticing these things, because the idea is that we are building a strong community. We are building people who don't really need to constantly have someone else tell them. There's no dependency. We just continue to bring ourselves into strength. And if we want to awaken something within, we go into deeper learning and we do it. Otherwise, we've already got this, right? We know where we're going onto that old same track, and we know where we're stepping on an advanced one for ourselves. So I do hope that you like this video. Of course I do. But I find it really, really easy. And yeah, try the Flame Foundation. That's a free course. There will be more coming. I am structuring it out so that it moves in a sequence, just kind of like everything I'm doing here. If you have questions, I know someone has put a question from my last video. That's okay. Hopefully this one will help you with that as well. Again, my name is BDevine. I hope to see you soon, and until the next video, bye for now.